Welcome back, guys. This is the way I entered, isn't it? Yes, it is. Let's continue exploring the sand cave. I wonder if I've already plumbed the depths of this. Oh, no, I haven't. There's a chest down there. What's up, guys?
I'll make this quick.
I made some pretty excellent food today, let me tell you. There's a Chinese dish involving potatoes that I don't know the name of, but I know how to make it because all the cooking I know is Chinese cooking. Just due to dating a Chinese girl for 7 years, or 6.5 or whatever it was. But I, nice, Trevor.
Here we go.
But I made a delicious, delicious lunch.
Well then.
And it was really good.
Out of my way.
And Naomi and I lounged around for a good chunk of the day and ate potatoes and chicken. This one does, Iggy. It actually does, believe it or not. One thing I learned about China, it's not that they don't have potatoes in their culture. They do. What it is they treat potatoes like a vegetable rather than a starch.
You won't feel a thing.
I know it's a New World crop, but like the Chinese still started using them after they got introduced to them. Anyway, the Chinese treat potatoes like a vegetable and not like a starch. So like starches, you get the grains, you get corn, you get rice, you get potatoes, you get bread and pasta, stuff like that, right? And you're supposed to have like in a balanced meal, which I don't think is healthy, but in an average balanced meal, you have a starch, vegetables, and meat, right? Well, in Chinese culture, potatoes are treated as a vegetable even though they're clearly a starch. So they have a number of dishes that are basically just rice and potatoes. So it's pure fucking carb. It's carb overload, man. And I know how to make one of those dishes.
Here we go.
And the reason that I know how to make one of those dishes is because my ex, who was from China,
Well then.
and Torvar knows her as Genzak. Torvar and Xavier both know her as Genzak because she played World of Warcraft with the crew back in the day. But anyway, she taught me how to make a number of Chinese dishes, including wontons and like I learned how to make wontons. I learned how to make dumplings. I learned how to make all these various was China, just all of China. I learned how to make all these various dishes, but the first dish she taught me how to make was chicken legs, though I used breasts this time, but chicken legs and like potatoes that were half mashed and half not mashed, just like sliced. So the mashed potatoes formed a sauce in soy sauce and then kind of bound the chicken legs and the sliced potatoes together. Iggy, when she taught me this dish, she was fresh off the boat. She had been in Canada for a month. But anyway, you take half potatoes, you mash them, and you mix it with soy sauce to make like a mashed, soupy mess. You take the other half of the potatoes, you slice them and fry them with chicken, and then any other vegetables you want to throw in. I didn't even notice Therian died. Okay.
That's what I'm here for.
And so you take those, you put them in a wok, you add some various spices, most notably red pepper. I also like to add onions and mushrooms and things like that, because that is the Canadianized version of it,
Out of my way.
is adding those things. And then you fry all that shit up, and then you serve it on a bed of rice. And so that's what I made today, because that was one Chinese dish I had never made Naomi, and she wanted to try it. And we had a bag of potatoes that were going bad, so I just said, I'll just use these. You have to get them out of the house, so let's do it. My parents... my parents have to drive through the city that I currently live in to get to Toronto. And from Toronto, they fly out to Florida for the winter because they are that type of fucking middle upper class boomer that owns a Florida house and lives there for 4 months of the year. So what they do is they'll come to my place and just basically empty their fridge on me. They're like, oh yeah, we left all this food. We had all this food left over at the house that we can't eat. We're just gonna give it to you. It's like, okay, thank you. But we had this this bag of potatoes that we had to use then, and like I never buy potatoes. I don't really like potatoes anymore. But it's like, well, we have to use it, so let's do it. And they're going bad, you know. Yeah, I agree, Joseph Style. That's a pretty way to make baked potatoes.
The battle is truly out of my way.
Shucks. Ha, try again.
But man, I've made Naomi my signature lasagna, sausage topped lasagna. I've made her spaghettis and stir fries countless times. I've got a heavy bow. Let's equip that shit. Who? Just you, I guess. Heavy bow. Bam. Nice. That might be the end of plumbing this dungeon out because... I mean, there wasn't a boss creature in this one.
You won't feel a thing. All right.
Let's heal up.
That'll do her.
Sausage top
Out of my
lasagna.
way.
No, what here? I make a regular lasagna with, you know, like the spaghetti sauce layers and the cottage cheese layers, and then on the top of it, I'll slice up sausages. Put sausage slices on the top of the lasagna. Actually, I'll use my new bow. I'll put sausage slices on the top of the lasagna. Then I'll grate cheese over top of it. No. Sausage slices, spinach, and cheese. And then I bake the shit out of that for like 2 hours.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
I make a pretty good lasagna. And
Victory shall be
I've made various stir fries that I've known over the years. I've made various other things, you know, spaghetti sauce and stuff. But like most of the Chinese cooking that I know, I don't cook with Naomi because it feels strange. You know what I mean? Like, she wants to try it because it's like, can I please try your homemade dumplings, Devin? And it's like, well, maybe one day you can try them. But you know, there were things that I learned from a different ex, and I feel it feels weird doing them now. Like, for years, I basically lived and ate like a Chinese person. You know?
Here goes nothing.
I lived and ate like a Chinese person, and it feels strange going back to it now that I'm not doing that. Welcome aboard, Flutter Enough. We get a fair amount of fish, I agree. I mean, I've mentioned this on the show at least a dozen times now, but there's games that I don't play anymore.
Out of my way.
You know, there's games I don't play anymore because I used to play them with my ex. You know, when her and I were together, the newest Pokemon generation was Generation 4, and 5 was just on the cusp of coming out. And she wanted to catch all the Pokemon, and she had a copy of Platinum. And I said, okay. So I had never played Emerald before, Generation 3, because I skipped Generation 3. I said, okay, you know what I'll do? I will pick up Emerald and play it, and then I'll trade the Pokemon that I get to your copy, because there was that link between Generation 3 and 4. I don't think it was trading. I think it was something else. I forget how it was, right? But anyway, I played that game in conjunction with her playing Platinum. We played it for like 6 months together. And now that we've broken up, I find it very hard to play those games. We played Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door together, and that's one of Dave's favorite games of all time. And I find it very hard to play that game now, because even though I know it's an amazing game, because I just have too many memories associated with her. We also played Earthbound together, but she couldn't ruin Earthbound for me because I had way too many good Earthbound memories from my childhood. She could not ruin Earthbound. That explains your Pokemon comment from yesterday. What do you mean? Titanium? Which comment was that? I don't remember it exactly. Dave's the same way about Mass Effect and Dragon Age, because he played both of those games with an X that, you know, it ended badly. It wasn't trading, it was the friend park where you went out and pretended it was the Safari Zone, but you had 6 Master Balls. Yeah, that sounds familiar. So as soon as I get someone to level 30, I think I'm going to trade them out and bring somebody else in. Like, Alphin's 28. He might hit 30 in the next dungeon. Nice, Sikachi. Okay, we're in the mountain pass, and there's a dungeon in the mountain pass. Oh no, wait, this is the wrong way. It's hard for you to play Pokemon anymore. It is kinda. Like, Gens 3 and 4, I got about halfway through and I didn't pick up Gen 5 at that point. And then I just kind of lost track of the series, though I'm still very interested in it. You know, I've replayed the first 2 games, and their remakes, their Gen 3, Gen 4 remakes, is like... I've replayed those games at least a dozen times each. Like, the originals plus their remakes a dozen times. I love the original Pokemon. Oh, nice, Fluffernuff. Fluffernuff, have you been doing these bonus dungeons that I'm finding?
I will battle.
Here we go.
Have at you.
I'll do my best.
I think I'm strong if I can just kill them.
Too slow.
But yeah, like, there's a number of games that I don't play anymore because I played them with her. Then, like, I had a different girlfriend, right? And with her, I played Civilization 5. And it's like, well, you didn't ruin Civilization 5 for me. Sorry. Banned for spoilers. Don't spoil. Mr. JD, tell me about it. Where is... Yeah, the untouched sanctum. I think it's this way, isn't it? I think there's like a wall I can pass through here.
There is no choice.
Here goes nothing.
Out of my way.
My turn now.
No, thing.
What? Bring it on.
No, thing.
You finish half of the 3rd chapter of most extra dungeons. Nice, man, nice. This is a great game.
I'll do my best.
I'm very happy to have bought a physical copy. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but this is the actual box right here. Now, here's the untouched sanctum. I remember. I'm going to open up that map again. By the way, I remember trying to beat this and not being able to. Like I came back at the recommended level, but I couldn't do it. Okay, untouched sanctum. What's in here? Okay. Anyway, my goal this year at some point is to play Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. I missed your food talk, Dragon Fat. Repost it. I'm sorry. Also, yeah, thank you for calling me fat. Jeremy went on a whole minute long thing about how shocked he was to find out that someone who he wouldn't name was into traps. I'm trying to figure out who it was, but Jeremy wouldn't tell him because he didn't want to put private info out there. Dude, it's not private that Scrump's into traps. It's not even private that I'm into traps. I do remember that Meldrin. I think I still have a Legend of Zelda one. Like the original Zelda.
I'll make this quick.
I'm pretty sure I can just thump you guys. No, I'll use fire. Done.
Victory shot.
My turn now.
Oh well, Sam, just go back and recopy the what you said, Dragon Fat. I do want to hear about it.
All right.
Out of my way.
But yeah, my goal this year is to pick up on the show, because the show is a great way to wipe away those old memories, is to play with Dave Pokemon Emerald and Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. At some point in 2019, we're going to start those playthroughs. Triple cheese and bacon infused mashed potatoes. That sounds disgusting. An Indonesian style peanut butter chicken. I've actually never liked peanut butter chicken.
I'll do my best.
Okay, these guys are fucking raping us. Sorry, those just don't do it for me, man. Triple cheese and bacon infused mashed potatoes sound like I would really enjoy them, but they sound like they're really fucking bad for you, you know? And I've never liked peanut butter chicken at all. Just at all.
Here we go.
Oh, when you're cursed, you can't boost. Okay.
The flame guides us true.
And you know what? The thing with bacon is I think bacon's overused. Like, it's good, but sometimes bacon overpowers the other tastes in a dish. And I don't think it should go on everything, nor do I think it should be used in large quantities. I think sometimes people over bacon things just due to the meme. What the fuck is this? A sharp nut. An ancient monument of some kind with
You won't feel a thing.
My turn.
I don't know what a sharp nut does, but it does something, obviously.
I'll not.
Luminescence seems to be the way to go with these guys. It just rapes the entire crowd.
The battle is.
Bring it on.
Have at you.
My turn now.
All right.
No, like, there are definitely times, man, when I've...
The battle is.
My turn now.
Like, I'd say maybe a year or two ago, when I was fatter than I am now, to be frank. I have lost a bit of weight. Not as much as I want to. I'm still a fat guy, but you know what I mean. You know, I would eat, like, 5 or 6 slices of bacon every morning. I just like... And even then, I was like, this is too much bacon. Like, I'm just getting overpowered. Like, I can't even enjoy the eggs. I'm just baconed up too much. You know, two slices of bacon is recommended for a reason, because any more it actually fucks. What the? There's a lot of stuff in this game I just don't get. Like, what's with this little pad? Is there a quest that happens here I don't know about?
I'll make this quick.
Here goes nothing.
Oh, these guys are fire. Okay.
Cool off.
Did they fucking die, Dragon Fat?
You're too hard.
We do have Canadian bacon and also regular bacon. We have both here.
May the sacred flame shine forth.
The battle is... This will cool your temper.
This will cool your temper. Nice. Just out of curiosity, guys, any crackles since the PC restart?
Victory shall be mine. Out of my way.
Here we go.
My turn now.
Time to break the ice. Jesus. God damn it, Dragon Fat. Okay, see, Dragon Fat, because you're a degenerate, I didn't know if you were referencing either that, which you're currently referencing, which is the Batman movie, or alternatively, if you're referencing a very well-known porn music video involving several hentai that I'm sure that you're very well familiar with. But it uses a song called Break the Ice. And you don't have to ask how I know about this video.
Victory shall be mine.
Because I'm a pure boy and it's certainly nothing lewd.
Bring it on.
Speaking of peanut butter chicken, though, I once went to, in fact, with this Chinese girlfriend of mine. I once went to a wedding, like a friend of hers, and it was this massive Indian wedding, you know, like where they have just tons of relatives from both sides of the family, and like it was like a coworker of hers, right? So it was an Indian themed wedding, and there was like 1,000 people there, and like this wedding, they had like 8 varieties
Let us fight with honor.
of different types of butter chicken, and I hated them all. And I was like, I don't know, guys, not for me.
I will cut you down.
Here we go.
Out of my way.
And this was actually, I remember I was at the wedding, and
My turn now.
that was kind of the first real hint that her and I weren't gonna work out, because like she wanted to get absolutely wasted, and I was like, you never talked about wanting to drink before, and she said, oh well, I know that you don't like drinking, so I just didn't drink while we were in school together, but now that we're off on our own, I'm gonna start doing it because you're... She didn't quite say it, but she basically meant, because you're stuck with me, now I'm gonna start doing things that you don't like. And I was like, oh, okay. That's how it is. And we still stayed together for like 3 years after that.
I'll not.
Have at you. I will cut you down.
My turn.
Here goes nothing.
Dragon Fat, were you part of the community when we played Mario RPG on the show? Or was that before your time? I am basically a teetotaler, yes. I have no problem admitting that. No, eh? You missed it. Don't listen to a sad, lonely dev stream. I won't.
Out of my way.
Now then, I will cut you down.
Here we go.
I'll do my best, huh?
I'm sorry for sads. Okay, here, I'm actually curious about this, okay? Okay, I'm gonna ask everyone in the chat a question, okay? And I would like you all to answer,
Out of my way.
here's how I'd like you to answer. If someone has already chosen your answer, choose a different answer, okay? Because I want like a wide variety of answers, okay? Question 1. What game would you like me to play on the show? Any game. And question 2. If that game has already been done on the show, would you be willing to go back and watch the backlog on the YouTube channel, on the YouTube VOD archive? Just out of curiosity, okay?
Be defeated, huh?
So those two. We have not played Subnautica. Maverick Hunter X, we played Mega Man X and Mega Man X2 on the show so far.
Thrill of the fight.
Subnautica's already taken I Caught Fire once. One, Sonic 06. We already did Sonic 06. Legend of Zelda Link to the Past, we did that already. COD World at War, we haven't done that. Nier Automata, we haven't done that, but someone donated us a copy of Nier. We should play it soon. Shadow of the Colossus. That's actually... What's QOBT? I don't know what that means. Shadow of the Colossus, that's a game we've been talking about playing this year too. Mega Man X3, The Zero Project. What's The Zero Project? How do I get down here, guys? There's like a lower level I can't find a way to. Continue Kingdom Come, I could. Orcs Must Die. I've never even heard of Orcs Must Die. That's a new one to me. PC games are okay. Any game. Lets you play and beat the whole game as 0 instead of X. That's interesting, actually. Is it glitchy or what?
Now then,
Shining Force 2 or Ogre Battle March of the Black Queen. Haven't done either of those.
out of my way.
I don't mind streaming them, though. Ooh, I really want to do Terra Enigma. I don't know what Torchlight 2 is. Earth Defense Force. I'll get Naomi to play that.
I'll not be defeated.
Hold on. It's going too fast now. Thief. Yeah, the original Thief. It's aged, though, hasn't it? Papa Hurl, we've played Pikmin. Pikmin 1's been played just like Link to the Past, and like a bunch of games you guys... Let me look at it real quick. A bunch of games you guys played, we did play back in the day on the show. Pikmin we played. We played X and X2. We played a release day stream of Kingdom Come. We only got like a few episodes in. We did Link to the Past and Sonic 06. Yeah. I've never played a Hitman game before, so I don't quite know what to say about it.
Out of my way.
My turn.
See, I don't mind playing Pikmin again, though.
Here goes nothing.
Well then,
Pikmin, like, when I was... Yeah, sure, go ahead, Meldrin. Send it over.
Bring it on.
But, like,
The battle is
back in the day, I used to speed run the original Pikmin. And so when I played it on the show, we played it on the show like 4 years ago or something. I tried to speedrun it on the show for Dave just to show him what a speedrun was like. And I was obviously out of practice. I couldn't do it, but it was still like a good, oh, here's how you get through this part really quick. Here's what you do for this part. Like I knew what the run was. So I could show him the... Okay. How do I get down there? Is there like a path here? No. Terra Enigma, Illusion of Time, Secret of Mana. I have a plan for Secret of Mana because somebody, I think somebody has decided to mail us. I have to confirm with them, but somebody's decided to mail us an SNES splitter. Okay. Like for the 3 controllers, so we can play 3-player Secret of Mana.
I'll do my best.
And if that is confirmed, if he actually is doing that, then what I want to do is do a 3-person run of Secret of Mana on the show. It'll be me, Dave, and Naomi playing it. I think that'd be a super fun time. And actually, when I was a kid, I was into the Secret of Mana hacking community. And I have some stories I can tell you. Dude, I love Illusion of Gaia as well. You can play through the Super Nintendo, you just need an adapter. But I have,
Victory!
Here we go.
I have some stories to tell. Oh shit, we're getting owned. I have some stories to tell. In fact,
Miracle of healing.
the channel Born Losers Gaming started a playthrough of Secret of Mana with me, Ian from BLG, and Max from Game Face Max. But however, I don't think, like, Ian went to college, and I think he turned SJW, so I don't think he likes me anymore. So the playthrough never came out. And it's unfortunate, because we got a fair chunk of the way through that game. Like, we did, I think, 2 sessions. We got to the point where you get to, like, the Seasons Forest, you know? We did Sonic 3 and Knuckles. We did that already on the show. We got to the Seasons Forest in Secret of Mana. So we got, like, a good chunk of the way through the game, you know?
My turn.
Like, we were out of the first, like, I'd say the first act of the game. We were out of that. And
Here we go.
we just stopped playing it because people just stopped talking to each other, right? He started to dislike me, so fine. But he's never going to release those episodes, for sure. And I was being somebody who was really into Secret of Mana when I was, like, in my teens. I was pointing out throughout the playthrough all these places where there was cut content and where they patched up, like, a thing, and, like, where very clearly this was supposed to happen, and, like, how the game mechanics work, and, like, behind the scenes stuff, because I was really into hacking Secret of Mana, like ROM hacking it when I was younger. And, like, that entire Let's Play on supposed to go on his channel was just me revealing the secrets of Secret of Mana. Revealing, in fact, the Secret of Mana.
Flame, protect us.
So I'll need to, when we do it finally on the show, I'll need to dig out my my old knowledge of the game and show people what's going on with it.
All right.
So I think it makes for an interesting playthrough if we can do that.
Victory shall be mine.
Titanium Dragoon Neo, my GameCube is modded to output HDMI. It already gets upscaled resolution. It looks pretty good. But thank you, though. I appreciate the compliment, or sorry, the tip. But basically, I've modded almost all my consoles to output in HDMI.
The battle is truly joined.
All right.
Too slow.
I'll do my best. There.
Here we go.
My turn.
Jesus, okay.
Victory.
Your GameCube is modded to shock you. Okay.
I will cut you.
First generation GameCubes had the digital out on the back. They took that out later, but they had a digital out, like a proprietary digital out. We did not do Bully, Joseph Stalin. But that's another game I've been thinking about on and off. But okay, the GameCube had has a digital out that's proprietary, okay? And it went completely unused. However, it is compatible with HDMI, so it's very easy to get like to get your GameCube to output HDMI, and it outputs like in 1080. Like it has HDMI potential, which is quite interesting for a GameCube. The NES and the N64, I sent it off to a guy who soldered it. He soldered an HDMI out port onto it because that's what he does for a living. He mods consoles.
Bring about the miracle of healing.
Odin, upscalers introduce a ton of lag. Okay, this guy's just raping us.
I will not be defeated.
How about you?
Bring it on.
Upscalers introduce lag, and sometimes they're fuzzy. They're not like pixel perfect the way that a lot of other things can be. There are dongles that you can get for the PlayStation 1, the PlayStation 1 and 2, the Dreamcast, the original Xbox, and the Super Nintendo. And those dongles, they're not perfect solutions to get your consoles to output HDMI, but they're still pretty good solutions. Like, they're $30 a piece. I've been meaning to do a review on them, but like I don't know if my channel, my political channel, really cares about reviews of game hardware like that. Like, would you guys want to see me review those game hardwares? Like, I don't think anyone really wants to see that shit, you know? Oh, here's the hidden, you little sneaky dungeon. But I have like...
Beginning of your end.
Yeah, I have PlayStation 1 and 2 dongles, the GameCube dongle, the Xbox, the Dreamcast, the SNES, the NES and HDMI hard mods. I want to review all of them, but like I don't really have I don't really know if people would like that kind of content on my channel, because my channel is a political channel. It's not like a gaming hardware review channel, but I still want to do something on it, you know? I mean, I could put it on the tech channel. I call it the dev kit. I could put it on that, but I mean, that channel's having some copyright problems right now.
Here goes nothing.
Who's here?
Had me?
I'll do my best, huh?
Thought you had me?
Over here.
The battle is true.
What I might do is I might put one of those reviews on the main channel, and then be like, I might put one of those reviews in the main channel and be like, listen, if you
Well then,
like hearing me talk about tech,
Bring it on.
I'm going to do the other reviews on this side channel and then go sub to this. I might do it like that, where like I'll put the first one on the main channel and then try to funnel viewers over. Might be a good idea, you know?
My turn.
30 hardcore subs.
And that's that.
A pole mace. What a tough piece of equipment to find. Okay, let's see who can use this. Okay, is it a staff? It is. And it's still not as good as the Warhammer. Okay. Symphony of the Night. I think we have a copy of it too. We have like an original PlayStation 1 copy of it.
Let's see what you got.
There's a Kate. There's a Kate right there. Okay. Let's see if we can get... We're gonna have to focus the Kate down. Oh, it ran away. Fuck you.
I'll not be defeated. Huh?
A pole mace, you mean a stick? Yeah, I guess. That's what it sounds like, doesn't it?
Bring it up.
Now then.
All right.
these skeletons are quite hardy, you know?
Well then.
Out of my way.
All right. Ha, try again.
Resident Evil Revelation. Is that a shitty game? I mean, I don't mind playing shitty games on the show. For some reason, Dave didn't like playing Ripper on the show. I thought it was a masterpiece. Nothing like Christopher Walken, but... Okay, here, let me... I want to show you something about the backlog, guys, because a few of you have expressed interest. So let me... Once I get out of the dungeon, I'll show you a few things, okay? Okay, here. I'll have to use the little chat room window because the main feed is... Actually, I could probably bring it up in the main feed. Give me a second. Actually, no, I probably couldn't. It'd take too long. Okay. All right. YouTube.com/GameBoomer. That's the website, or sorry, the channel that has the backlog on it, right? There it is. Let me go to playlists, and then we sort by last video added. Okay? I'll do this quickly, okay? So, like, you can see, you know, Octopath, Daily Premonition, Yakuza, Kingdom Hearts, you know, all the newest games are the ones that I've most recently updated, okay? As you go back, you start to notice that instead of having the blue squares, which is the current channel branding, the playthroughs start to have this shittier branding that I used to use. Actually, it wasn't even my idea, but we kept going with it for a few years after we adopted it. And so whenever we play new games, I just like, if we ever play Death Road to Canada again, for example, I will update the branding on these thumbnails. But otherwise, we're just letting it sit in the backlog. But I would say that all of these various games here are still watchable. You know, like we played, you know, The Room, the game. It's still a watchable play. We played Donkey Kong Country 3. Still a watchable playthrough. Like the quality on it is good enough, right? You know, Outlast, still good enough. Keep going back. Eventually we'll get to a point. Let me see if I can point it out to you. Where, in my opinion, the quality is no longer good enough to watch. Here, we're here. Okay. Battle Block Theater and earlier. The quality is... Like, we've improved the quality over time, right? Like, we've gotten better computers, better recording devices, better mics, we got a better sound setup, you know? Everything before Battle Block Theater, in my opinion, is old enough that the quality just isn't there, right? Like there's my RPG, for example. We started doing the show live after Life is Strange. So like around this part, at some point, we started doing the show live. Before that, it was a Let's Play show, okay? And so like, for example, Battle Block Theater I wouldn't watch, but New Super Adventure Island 2 I would watch. Like this is the quality cutoff if you sort in this way. And so all the games from before this point, I'm actually willing to replay on the show, because in my opinion, the quality just is not very good. Like I would replay Eternal Darkness because it's back here, right? Actually, Shadow Puppeteer, funny story. I got to meet the developers of that game because they liked our playthrough. Like I'd replay Metal Gear Solid, you know. I'd replay Star Fox. I'd replay Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, you know. Here's Knuckles Chaotix, you know. You can keep going back, keep going back. A bunch of these games I would replay. Rogue Legacy I'd redo, you know. Snatcher I'd redo. There's Mario Sunshine's back here. Wind Waker. Well, we already redid Wind Waker, so that's been checked off. Like Skyward Sword's back here, you know. Fire Red, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Luigi's Mansion. I'd do it again. You know, just there are a bunch of games we've already redone. Shovel Knight. Basically, anything this far back, Link to the Past, I would play again on the channel because the quality was just so poor back in those days. I cannot in good conscience recommend you guys go that far back into the backlog and watch them. However, stuff like this, like up here, like, you know, Guts and Glory, Breath of the Wild, Pocky and Rocky, Earthbound, you know. Even stuff like Shenmue's back here, you know, that's still good, you know. That's the quality cutoff for me. Catherine is a really good playthrough. You know, Minish Cap, we had a lot of fun with that. Basically, that's the place. That's the line. And you know what? I might go back and change the branding somehow, you know, so that you guys can more easily see what's a good playthrough to go back and watch and what's a bad playthrough. I might go back and like change the thumbnails or something along those lines, right? Because there have been, like, I know it's not many people. Not many people go back and watch the old playthroughs, but there have been like a small group of, I'd say, 20 or 30 or 50 people who have been like, I want to go back and watch these. What should I watch? And I got to figure out a way to like tell them, you know? Tell them that, oh, okay, here's what's good and here's what's too old to watch, in my opinion. Okay, let's go to the Carrion Caves, so Boulder Fall. Could you guys actually see all that? I know that like the screen is really tiny down there, but could you guys see that properly? That wasn't a nightmare, was it? Platinum series, what do you mean by a platinum series? Yeah? Okay. We did not play Pocky and Rocky 2, only the first one. Yeah, Morality 124, I'm going to do that on the dev kit as well. I've been working on it. I'm going to do like best ofs, you know? Just requires time and frankly, probably a little bit of help. Where's the inn? Is it up there? Platinum series. What's Platinum series? Meldrin, you sent me a PM. I don't really know. I'm not sure. Whichever way you feel is better, I guess. Also, it didn't have to be a PM, but thank you. I could rename the stream Platinum Series or equivalent. Oh, Platinum Playthroughs? That's possible. But I want something that like you can tell by looking at it, right? So maybe I will redo the branding of the old ones. I'll do like new thumbnails or something. Something you can easily see and be like, oh, that's something else, you know? If I remember, to get to the Carrion Caves, I have to cross the way and then go down into the valley.
Flame, protect us!
How about you?
Get the fuck out.
With each battle, I grow stronger.
That's okay, Melvin. Don't worry about it. 2 playlists, one with the goods, one with the not as goods. I could also just delete the old ones, I guess, but I don't know. I don't know if I like that solution either.
This is a good day for battle.
All right.
Now then, out of my way.
Sounds good, Melvin. Thank you. BitChute's a good alternative. Problem with BitChute is that I have so many fucking videos to upload, man.
I am not made for such battles.
PM it to me, Maldron. Okay, where's the way down? Oh, I have to go south of map first.
There is no choice.
Here we go.
Well then.
My turn.
How about you?
Out of my way.
My turn now.
But yes, some of the videos that I recommended on those playlists, they're not even live ones. Like they're from before we did the show live. We did like pre-recorded Let's Plays. However, I still managed to like that's still like 2,000 videos, Morality. I don't know if it's a good idea. I'm gonna probably just change the thumbnail somehow. But yeah, like what I managed to do was that I managed to improve the quality of the show enough. Like the show, if you go back and watch, like here, guys, I like doing this to new people. I like doing this to new people. Go pull out the YouTube channel right now and go look at the very first Let's Play we did. The very first playthrough on Game Boomers was Tales of Vesperia. Go back to that playlist and look at part 1, not part 0, because part 0 was recorded later. Go look at part 1. Go just open it up and just like pause the stream for a few seconds, open it up, take in the video and audio quality for like just 5 seconds, and then come back and talk to me about it. Okay?
Here we go.
And tell me what you think. Tell me how bad it is, because it is unfucking watchable. That's why I want to redo part 1 of the Tales of Vesperia playthrough.
The flame guides us true.
You know, go to the playlist, find it at the very bottom, you'll find it. Tales of Vesperia, part 1. Not part 0, part 1. It's in the playlist. Are these the Carrion Caves? Nope, that's just way up there. Just go check that out, and then come talk to me about it.
This is the beginning.
Curly-haired dev. My hair's curly when I let it grow out, yeah.
Too slow. Victory.
Well, by the way, if you guys do see a game that you're interested in watching us play on that playlist, on that list of playlists, you know, feel free to check it out.
Thought you had me?
I do recommend most of our playthroughs as being at least okay.
Over here.
Here we go.
You tried to watch Vampire the Masquerade and failing. Why is that?
Victory. Shut
Is it not a good playthrough in your opinion?
I'll do my best.
out of my way. The thrill of the fight.
Not the first video on the channel, no. Go to the playlists. Go to, you know, sort by last added. Head down to the very bottom, and you'll find a playlist called Tales of Vesperia. Open that playlist. You'll see like
There is no
intro, part 0, part 1, part 2, part 3, etc. Go to part 1 of Tales of Vesperia. And camera angle is bad and the audio is bad. It's bearable if I couldn't find anything else. Well, you know what?
All right.
That was recorded in 2012, I think. Or 2011.
Too slow.
I'll do.
That was recorded in 2012, 2011, I think. Something like that, Meldrin. No, maybe 2013. So there was definitely better playthroughs at that time of like every fucking game.
Way.
We just didn't have the equipment. Like we used like a $20 capture device, and we used a shotgun mic mounted on top of a camera, like an old camera. It's okay for 2012. Still pretty bad. Still pretty fucking bad. Like it's. I've done some. Look how much better the show is now.
It's truly joy.
I've put some work into it. I don't know if you could tell. It was boring, for being honest, Papa Hurl. That's fine. I understand, because Naomi and I had never played. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines before, and somebody had sponsored the show by paying us, you know, the amount needed for a sponsor. So, because he sponsored it, you know, he was on the on like a call with us. He was telling us how to play it, and it was honestly, it was our very first sponsored show. So we had no idea. We had no idea how to do the show. How to do a sponsored show with Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. And honestly, that playthrough gets better as you watch it, because we kind of learn what we're doing. You know, the first session is probably not that good, but it's a good playthrough the whole way through, in my opinion. See, I can't go back and watch those old playthroughs. The quality is just too bad. Maybe because, like, I'm a bit embarrassed of them, frankly. The quality has shot up like crazy, but I'd say the Vesperia videos are still watchable. See, maybe I just disagree because I'm the one doing it, right? Like, I put a lot of pride into how much quality I've put into this show.
Let us fight with honor.
Bring it on.
Content creators are their own biggest critics? Yeah, I guess they are on some level, aren't they? Use it on the wrong person. Fuck me.
I'll do my best.
Over here.
If there are still game recommendations posted, yeah, Malcolm's making a list and he's checking it twice. Games I can play.
Here goes nothing.
I know, Malgin, we have your game to play, which I want to get to sometime this month, but Jesus Christ, things just keep going wrong. And there's at least like 3 other people who have paid for games too.
Don't start things you can't finish.
Nice, Therian. Silent debuggers. What are those? Here's the Carrion Caves, guys. This is the next dungeon we're tackling. Things just keep going wrong. Dave. Yeah, he's one of the things. But has been getting better. What I'll say, guys.
Let us fight with honor.
Boomers in space.
Here goes nothing.
There's a Kate. Okay, let's get the Kate. Can you fucking take some damage for once in your goddamn life?
Now
All right.
I will cut you down.
My turn now.
I understand, X86. Yeah, like, I can go back and watch videos from 2007 and be like, they're so bad now, but I used to love these. I can still appreciate them on that old level, you know? Because I used to watch them.
Well then.
Now then. Out of my way.
It does sound like Yugi. Play Dishonored. Naomi likes Dishonored a fair amount. We could play that for sure.
Here goes nothing.
My turn.
I'll do my best.
Silent Debuggers is the name of the sponsored game you're doing with you guys.
Have at you.
Have you finally decided on that, Maldron? I know that you had like a big long list of games you wanted to do, but I don't think you had picked one yet.
Right.
I'm not against it. Just gotta see if I have it.
All right.
No morality. The show started with 4 people. All right. Dave and Dev. Obviously, you know who we are.
Flame guides us to
Alan and Jessica. All right. And when Alan and Jessica broke up, Jessica stayed on the show and Alan left the show. Sounds good to me, Meldrin. I'm sure we'll enjoy it. And we've had multiple other friends come and go on the show over the years. But Jessica, like,
You won't
what the
feel a
fuck
thing.
are these?
The
It's a
battle
giant
is
flying
truly
turkey.
joined.
Okay,
I will cut you down.
Jessica and Dave and I are the three consistent hosts that have been around since the beginning of the playthroughs.
My turn.
You know, after Al left,
Bring it on.
you know, we brought on Dave's friend Eve, who left, and we had a long conversation about him
My turn.
in a previous episode of Octopath. We brought on Jordan. We brought on Naomi, my girlfriend. We brought on Avery, Dave's ex, who has since moved away, and they've ended their relationship.
Here goes nothing.
So TurboGrafx 16. Well, I do need an excuse to buy a TurboGrafx 16. So, Meldrin, don't worry about that. You've already paid the money. I will figure out how we play it, okay? I will handle it. You don't need to worry about that at all. Move to Canada, Dragonfat. I'll bring you on, no problem.
Bring it on. That's what I'm here for.
Now then. Victory shall be mine. I will cut you down.
Bring about
This King Condor's a pretty tough cookie.
Here goes nothing.
You have a bow? No, you don't. Dude, I've talked about doing Stalker for like over a year now. I really want to bring Stalker onto the show. I think Stalker would be like a good fit for this show.
Now then.
Bring it on.
bring about a miracle of healing.
My name is a giant cock.
Victory shall be mine.
Here we go.
Okay,
My turn.
only this guy left. Fuck you, King Condor.
I'll do my best. Bring about a miracle of healing.
Here goes nothing.
Victory shall be
Pun.
mine.
I did get the pun. I just wasn't going to acknowledge it.
I'll not be.
The battle is.
Well then. Bring about a miracle of healing.
All right.
Let's get down.
The US game's $50 used. Jesus. Well, I wouldn't ask you to give up something rare, so don't worry about that. I'll figure something out.
Here goes nothing. All right.
Now then.
Fucking finally, dude.
The thrill of the fight.
Alpha's nearly ready to be traded out. Okay, was there anything up here that actually to fight? Yes, there is. Looks like turkey's back on the menu, boys. Okay, there's a save point. I think what I'll do is once I get to the save point, I'll take a break.
Good day for battle.
Because we're at an hour again. Actually, it's 11 o'clock. I may as well call it after this fight, you know?
My turn.
Have at you. I will cut you down.
Yeah, I think it's probably time for me to head to bed.
My turn.
In fact, Naomi just got out of the shower.
Victory shall be mine.
My turn.
I don't know if you guys heard her showering. Probably not. Actually, okay, if you go back and you watch either Sonic 2 or Sonic 2 or Sonic CD, you can actually hear Jess showering in the episode in the background.
All right.
I'll not be defeated.
Out of my way.
Have at you. Out of my way.
Here we go.
Well then. Bring about a miracle of healing.
Weird flex, but okay. She's not singing or anything. You can just hear the shower going.
It's truly joy.
And our sound equipment was too shit. Like, okay, we tried to use the old camera from the original playthrough on an episode of Kirby Superstar. Like, that's a recent playthrough, Kirby Superstar, and we tried to use an old thing for it, and it just didn't work out. You can go back and see like the shitty quality trying to adapt itself to our new setup, just not working. But that camera had a shotgun mic mounted to the top. Yeah, the camera died. That camera had a shotgun mic mounted to the top, and that was our sound. That was our sound for us talking. We didn't have mics like these. That was the sound for us talking, and that was also the sound for the game. It just recorded out of the speaker. Because the capture device we had for like 2 years couldn't record audio. It was a $20 capture device. It only recorded the video, so we had this basically recording the TV speaker. That's why it sounds so shit. And then around the time of Mario Party 9, what we started doing is we got the first soundboard, but the first soundboard just recently died. We got like $20 lapel mics. Like these are $125, but we got like $20 lapel mics, like little cheapies. And the old soundboard, and we got an Elgato capture device, which is like a good entry-level capture device, USB capture device, you know. Cost maybe $80 or something. So we invest a couple $100 into the setup. We use the same old camera, but we started recording the sound sources independently of each other. And the quality took a massive jump up. We tested it with Mario Party 9 for the first time. That was like the test, you know? So it was like shit quality, then it jumped up to Mario Party 9, and then I started doing the show live on Twitch. And for that, I invested a whole bunch more money and got like a bunch of extra equipment. And that's about where we are now. And like the quality, since we started going live, if you go back and like watch the first live show, what was the first live show that we did? It might have been like a Wild Arms, or it might have been like a Mass Effect, like Mass Effect 1 or something. You'll see the quality from when we began live streaming, which is about 2 years ago now, up to now, it steadily improves. I've been like building on the system and just making things better. Anyway, that's my tech talk. I might one day do like a retrospective or something. Anyway, though, I'm getting out of here. I'm going to bed. It's 11 o'clock. I'm getting sleepy. When we come back next time, we'll explore more of the Carrion Caves. I will probably do this game like a Saturday day stream, I think. If I can get all the work that I need to get done tomorrow, I'll do a Saturday day stream, some more Octopath, like a 10 or 11 a.m. stream. Anyway, good night.